Out of the Devil's Cauldron, A Journey from Darkness to Light by John Ramirez. In the prologue, John says, I was a devout follower of Santeria, Espiritismo, and Paulo Maombi, a Palero, high priest, tata, and warlock. We called it the religion. For 25 years, I had no idea I was enslaved to an unspeakable evil, deceived into believing I was God's servant, and lost in a hideous cult that taught its members to hate and kill, all under the guise of worshiping God. Then one day the Holy Spirit revealed the great lie that had kept me blindfolded for years. Yet with no strength or will of my own to break free from the religion, those who tried were threatened and suffered a penalty of death. I continued doing what I did, admiring cult members who said they loved God. But one day the miraculous happened. I was set free just like the Apostle Paul. As he journeyed, he came near Damascus, and suddenly a light shone around him from heaven. Then he fell to the ground and heard a voice saying to him, Saul, Saul, why are you persecuting me? And he said, Who are you, Lord? Then the Lord said, I am Jesus, whom you are persecuting. It is hard for you to kick against the goads. So he, trembling and astonished, said, Lord, what do you want me to do? This is from Acts 9, 3-6. With that, I made a clean getaway through the cross of Jesus Christ. That was how I was delivered from the one who was dragging me to an eternal hell, Satan himself. This is my testimony. Before I get started, I want to define what a cauldron is. On page 132, John says, a cauldron, or jewel, is a cast iron pot weighing over 100 pounds with the devil's face engraved on it. It is an important part of witchcraft, a place to meet with the devil and his demons, a place of pure evil that grips you with fear from head to toe. It is the devil's spot where the supernatural meets the natural to induce powers beyond comprehension, and evil that can be felt and touched. You can use it to kill, steal, and destroy those who get in your way. John grew up in an abusive household. His father was a mean alcoholic who was involved in spiritualism himself. He would beat John's mother and he would verbally abuse the kids. But he was killed when John was 13 years old, and this was a relief to John. John's beginning with Satanism started when he was only 10 years old. His mom took him to a tarot reader, and this tarot reader said that John needed spiritual cleansing. This cleansing would cost $200. Cookie, the tarot reader, started by placing beads of different colors on a table. Each strand represented one of the 5 gods of Santeria. Eventually, John was stripped of his clothing and he was bathed in herbs and different plants. Then the high priestess and her helper began singing to the 5 gods of Santeria, and these are Obatala, Yamaya, Ochun, Chango, and Oya. And from that point on, John's life began to change. He started attending spirit school or centrals. These are espiritismal churches. And John communicated with demons. He gave his body over to the devil. And as the years passed, John rose in the ranks of Satanism and witchcraft. He said that the demonic world of Santeria was like military, and there are different hierarchies, and he was high up on the hierarchy. He recruited many newcomers, and many of these people were doctors, nurses, lawyers, judges, school principals. These were people from all walks of life. And when he got married, he had a Halloween wedding. He said that Halloween is very important to Satanists. At some point, John became burnt out by lending his body over to demons. So he wanted to take a break. This was not permitted. Satan doesn't allow breaks. So John lost his job, he became homeless, and lost his eyesight. He was actually legally blind for a while. John eventually returned to the demonic world and everything went back to normal. he started to astral project. This meant that his soul could leave his body, and he would taunt various neighborhoods. He would curse at people from above. His main problem areas were Christians who prayed a lot. In those parts he couldn't go to because they would run him off. John's life began to change when he met a woman named Rachel. She was a born-again Christian. And he started to attend church. Even though he was still doing his satanic activities at night, he would attend church. And he started to trust in God more and wanted to turn his life to Jesus. But he had to overcome a lot of spiritual warfare in the meantime. And, it's detailed in the book. I'm not going to go into all of that. But John turned his life over to Christ. And now he does sermons on the internet. And you can go to his website. I've actually watched some of his spiritual warfare ones. Someone sent them to me, and I got them for free. And so I watched those. But I highly recommend reading this book, just because you'll learn about what the other side is doing, the dark side. We don't often hear about Satanism. We just think that if we just follow God, everything will be fine. And I agree with that. But at the same time, we have to be aware, because Satan is there. He's tempting us. He is flying around cursing us. He's sending his demons to curse us. We have to be ready for when he strikes. So anyway, that's all I got. Talk to you later. Bye.